Good morning, and thank you for joining us. It is a Monday here. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. We have our two best friends from the Weather and Traffic Center standing by. There's Chris. There's Rod. Rod, let's start with you and take a look at today's forecast.
All right, good morning. Day one of a dry weather pattern that has the potential to be with us all week. We'll see. Low cloudiness over the city, certainly foggy in the West Hills. It looks like by this vantage point from the Rose City, looking across the Willamette, 36 degrees out at the airport. There are freezing spots around, frosty spots. Forest Grove, Hillsborough, Beaverton, all freezing. Tigard, Battleground, 32 each. West Lynn, good morning. So far, 37 for you. Estacade is freezing. McMinnville, 31. It's 39 in Salem. So it's a day that starts off with low clouds and fog, and then we expect to see at least partial clearing across the area. No wind, and temperatures low to mid 40s, maybe 47, depending on who gets how much sunshine developing. Here's Chris.
So watch out in the fog. There could be a couple slick spots out there this morning. This is up in the La Center area, I-5 near La Center. You can see the WatchDOT camera showing plenty of fog there on the map. I'll show you where exactly that is. Right there, we'll zoom in. That fog continues from La Center down towards the Ridgefield area and Salmon Creek. So be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, we're in good shape. There's a live look at the Banfield right now. Light volume, and so far, no unexpected freeway delays just yet, guys.
All right, thank you, Chris. Top story here at 6 o'clock. Providence says it has plans in place to resume negotiations with workers at some of its locations today, but not all of them.
Thomas Schultz joins us live from Providence, St. Vincent, and Southwest Portland. So, Thomas, what units are close to bargaining here?
Yeah, well, guys, down in Newburgh and Medford, Providence says they're close to bargaining with those units, though that's drawn ire from workers here at Providence St. Vincent who are worried why bargaining isn't restarting with them. Now, across Providence locations statewide, around 5,000 healthcare workers are on strike. For the first time in state history, the strike also includes doctors. Around 100 of them are picketing, including some here at St. Vincent, and they're frustrated. Providence is resuming negotiations at just a couple of locations.
It seems par for the course with what we have been hearing from them with this tactic of dividing the larger group and picking and choosing who they want to interact with when all of us are here waiting.
Now, Providence says it's individual hospitals that bargain with their staff.
So I'm not at those tables. You know, these are individual hospitals, and they are the teams that bargain those agreements.
So let's go back over why this strike began in the first place. Healthcare workers say they need higher levels of staffing and competitive wages. They say too often people are leaving Providence to work at other hospital facilities in the Portland metro area that pay more money. Providence says they are attentive to both those staffing levels and offered contract wages to nurses in negotiations before the strike began. Now, going forward, Providence says that it will work with mediators to schedule those bargaining sessions down in Newburgh and Medford. They also say that they do believe bargaining will resume soon for other units. Drew, China.
Thomas, thank you. Now to the wildfires in Southern California, where officials say at least 24 people are dead. Oregon and Washington fire crews are helping out along with some 14,000 other first responders. On Friday, a Marion County strike team saved a home during their first 24-hour shift. They posted this photo on their Facebook page. And KGW is teaming up with the Red Cross to support wildfire victims in Southern California. If you would like to help, you can scan that QR code on your screen or look for the links at the top of KGW.com. You can also donate at any U.S. bank branch. Donations will support the U.S. Red Cross with its efforts to provide food and water, mental health support, and also helping people with reuniting with their family members. So far, we've received nearly $35,000 in contributions. Still developing this morning, the Columbia County Sheriff's Office is investigating a shooting that happened last night in the area of Green Meadow Way and Miller Road in Scappoose. The Sheriff's Office did not share many details here, but a witness sent us video of an ambulance responding to the scene. We'll update you when we learn more about what happened here.
All right, take a look at this next video. It shows the moments a truck crashes through the front of that Gresham coffee shop. We're told that no one was seriously hurt, which is hard to believe when you see the top of the screen there. It looked like at least one person was hit by the truck. According to police, there was a two-car crash just after 10 o'clock Saturday morning at Northeast 2nd and Kelly Avenue. And they told us that one of the drivers hit their gas pedal instead of their break and wound up jumping that curb and running right through autumn coffee roasting.
We had an entire table of 8 to 12 people enjoying their morning, had their run. We had lots of scrapes, bruises. Thankfully, everyone moved very quickly out of the way of the vehicle.
Scrapes and bruises, but again, we were told no one was seriously hurt. The shop says it plans to be back open as soon as possible.
Clark County officials say that they're activating emergency shelters ahead of colder overnight temperatures this week. Clark County's Homeless Council issued a severe weather alert yesterday. It's set to last through Thursday over the next few days. The county says that it will increase shelter capacity and offer more resources. No word if shelters in Portland will open up.
It was 1 year ago today that a major ice storm hit the area, leaving a lot of people stuck in their homes or some people without power.
And as we head into this year's colder winter months, the city of Portland says is prepared for any weather that comes our way. City transportation crews have been navigating through obstacle courses to get ready, but say that they are somewhat limited in how they can respond since Portland doesn't get many snowstorms, according to them, and the city's equipment isn't set up for big storms. Another issue they say is funding.
In the past, we have asked for additional funding for winter weather. At the time, City Council did not see that that was a priority for the city. And of course, we have so many different priorities in Portland that, that is an ongoing challenge.
She says climate change makes PBOT's job even harder since they have to prepare for all kinds of storms that, according to her, Portland isn't used to.
So it was about 3 months ago, almost to the day, that Rod put out his famous winter outlook. And some of the things in that outlook have already come to be.
Yes.
Congratulations. There is still more to that outlook, of course, because we're only in the middle of winter, Rod.
So you can text the word winter to 503-226-5088. We will send you the link. You can also easily search it on the KGW YouTube channel, Rod Hill's Winter Outlook. You know, the thing that we just absolutely nailed to the wall in terms of being accurate was the early and good start to the snowpack season. Up on Mount Hood, the snowpack numbers are still roughly 120% of normal to date, meaning 20% above what we typically would have. So thumbs up on that. The second item we had, which we're still watching, is that if we get a winter storm this year, it would be snow, not ice. And as I look at the weather patterns, I still think if we get a winter storm, that has a good chance of being true, that it would be snow, not ice. Now, we started to talk about a cold weather pattern change in our forecast a couple of weeks ago. Here is the update. The update is not favorable for any big storms, but obviously time will tell. Our snow season typically goes, in terms of possibilities, into the first part of March. So on the left is the European model. On the right is the American GFS model. These are jet stream flow patterns out through the next 30 days. And the anomaly in the blue shading here basically keeps the polar jet, which you want to get into the colder air. If the polar jet's to your north, you're not in the colder air. So that's expected to stay north of the northwest, with the cold air on both models still making progress mostly across the eastern U.S. This is a pattern that we've been in pretty much all winter. Cold patterns shooting down across the east, kind of leaving us alone. Now, while I mentioned I don't think it's as favorable now as what I was looking at a couple weeks ago for a snowstorm in our future, we're still expecting a cold weather change around the 20th of January, which is a week from today. And the models for January 20th, 26th from the Weather Service, their outlook shows most of the country, including Oregon and Washington, in a below normal but dry weather outlook for next week. What's going on is there's a big Canadian high that's going to be coming down, and this time we will get an east wind that feeds off of some of that starting this weekend, Saturday night into Sunday. What that will do is lower the dew points down into the low 20s and set up the potential that some of you, like McMinnville, like Battleground, usual cold spots, could have low 20-degree temperatures several nights in a row next week. We haven't been that cold yet this time around. So we'll see if that pans out. All right, for today, the big story is we're all dry. Yes, some cloudiness passing. We have morning fog pockets around, but generally visibility is not bad. There's the Capitol down in Salem. Here's downtown Portland. There is fog over the West Hills from this vantage point. Temperature outside in Portland's holding above freezing, 36. Salem's 39. But there are freezing spots out there to be had. With a dry day moving forward, 30s out east, 40s here on the west side. I think there will be some spots hit 50 along the coast where it will be mainly sunny. We'll have to wait and see how much sun we get developing here in the valley. That's a bit uncertain. But the big story here, cold nights and dry weather lasting at least the next couple of days. That's your update.